Alright, so we are back to playing Pokemon Platinum Draft Lock. Draft Lock. Ugh. This is the team at the moment. Pretty solid crew, I'd say. We have our Azumarill, which recently just evolved. Unfortunately, it does not have pure power, huge power, which really sucks. But it's fully evolved, so that's good. We have Morgan Cute, who was doing pretty well too. Forgod. Wish it had better moves. We'll have to fix that at some point. Egdefile also needs better moves. We'll have to fix that at some point. Really good ability in Serene Grace, though. Your boy, really happy I got this guy because he's pretty defensive, and that's always nice, and doesn't have any weaknesses, so that's also even better. Pretty good moveset. And then Zub. It was probably our strongest Pokemon, as you can tell by the fact that it's almost level 29. And it has all those moves that you see there. So, you know, we got a couple mons that are like carrying. Honestly, like, hi Dove, hi chat. I'm in an ad. I can't hear you, Dove. Oh, that's okay. Work to do if you lost your save file. Yes, that would be really unfortunate. But I was like, I know we've saved. We better have saved. That would be really, really upsetting if that wasn't the case. Hold on. Okay, so these notes. One. I'm trying to remember. I think I might have deleted the quest logs, so I'm trying to remember what all the quests were in this game. So if there's something I'm missing, let me know. I know there was the one where it's like can't have Egdefile. Egdefile has to be in the party. And always has to have metronome. And I think the other one was, Yep, okay, I think those are the only two. Aw, I'm happy you're talking to your favorite person. I hope that went well. It's always nice to have a favorite person. Okay. Now we go back to this. Okay. So first, things first. Sorry guys, hold on. I'm trying to find some stuff that I want to find. There we go. That's the page. Not that one. that one. Astoria City, not what I want. Oh, actually, I think it's just this one. Okay. Fieldstone. Okay, so we just gotta find all the items that I want to get. Okay. Cool. There's a hidden item they said was around here. And it's a calcium. Ooh, nice. Any holes? I don't like wasting fabric. How big should a hole be inside before you get rid of it? I mean, you can always, like... I know you don't like wasting fabric, but, like, you can always, like, if a sock... I mean, like... If a sock has holes in it, like, what you could do is, like, take this... Did you catch your Typhlosion the Unrivaled? No, I haven't. I have been very busy and have not had a chance to, go back into Pokemon and do that. I don't know if it's too late for me to do that, but I think once, if they release my boy, my lovely Blaziken boy, I'll probably, like, if it goes away at midnight tonight, I think. Okay, well, I still have time then to do that. Okay. PP up. Okay. Got another star piece. Cool. It's still on the west side of the Galactic building. Don't see it. Oh, they meant east. Oh no, it is the west side. Rip. Inside the Galactic warehouse. Okay, it's that one we can't do anything with. Now we just need to find Embargo. Me too, it's great. Is it this guy? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. And then we can go peek into the game corner. It's my boy! Indeed it is. My Switch has been discharged for maybe a week or two. Discharged? From what? It's also Ghost Terror Shadow Ball. IDK if it gets that normally or not. Ooh. That is nice. Discharges and battery empty dove. I mean, that's... I don't typically, describe it as discharge, though. If only it had access to earth power. Ooh. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Oh, you can tell me what hidden power, my hidden power would be. Electric. Interesting. I could maybe get hidden power and teach it to somebody. What about Morgan? Flying. Okay. Honestly, hidden power or whatever might not be a bad move to teach somebody. Water. On Borgod. Okay. So let me write these down. Not in this. So we're gonna save that. We're gonna make this a note. So Azumarill is electric. Azalea is flying. Is water. Steel for who was that? I think that was Togetic, was it? Yeah, Steel. Togetic. Rock for Spiritomb. Zub also steel. Okay. Yeah, uncharged is typical. Opposite of charged. Uncharged maybe? Yeah, uncharged. Or I would say like, yeah, out of battery. Like I've been asking for over 10 years. I know, I wish. I think I was discussing this in another channel, how Terrarids and how like they should do an update where they make Terrarids fun. Ah. I haven't really, I mean, I haven't really played a lot of the Terrarids. I've heard that they're like challenging. So I think part of that is supposed to be the fun and that they're a challenge. How would you, if you could like, change the Terrarids to be more interesting, what would you do? Seems like you have some thoughts about this. Okay. What are the prizes for the game corner? Okay. I forgot. This is like where you get a lot of TMs. Man. They're challenging but kind of samey if you do too many, but aside from that, I find them pretty fun. Yeah, they are pretty samey, so I get that. There's not as much variety with them. Okay, Lucas is there. Alright, why don't we go to the department store? Buy a couple things, all that fun stuff. Time for hyper potions. We need those. I don't really have enough money for max potions, so we're gonna hold off on those. I think hyper is enough for our needs. Ooh, Ultra Ball. Let's save our money for TMs. I think TMs are like on the... Oops. Sure, third one. Oops. 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 Stop. Just bite the bullet and make them real-time skirmishes. I know it would take a lot of development time, but if Game Freak really wants longevity out of the franchise, they need to do it. For thought, because a small portion of the players thinks a game meant for kids is kind of boring. Or rather, if they want longevity for franchise, they need more variety in the simple turn-based stuff. Was that Spyro music? It was. I accidentally clicked the wrong tab, and that was what was playing. I heard 3 notes and I knew! You did! Alright, so we got Natural Gift, Protect, False Swipe, Safeguard, Reflect Light, Screen, Flash. None of those moves are something I want. What about you? Ooh, Fire Blast, Thunder, Blizzard, Solar Beam, Focus Blast. Hyper Beam. I mean, can't afford any of these anyway, so never mind. I guess I'll buy those couple Ultra Balls. I actually have a bit of experience being a kid for a few years, and to be honest, kids don't like boring games. I mean, like, I don't think kids like boring games either. I know when I was a child, I had probably more tolerance for some bad games than maybe someone an adult does, but I think, like, I don't know, boring is subjective, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what makes engaging gameplay is super subjective, how a gameplay engages you. But I thought that, like, the Terra Raids were real-time. Like, they aren't turn-based anymore, the Terra Raids. It's not like with the raid battles from, it's not like the raid battles from Sword and Shield. Like, it is real-time. It's a lot more fun if you learn. Yeah, of course. Like, I don't think, like, you should give kids, like, crappy games. But I don't necessarily think that, like, Pokemon is, like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't, like, true, to me, it feels like they have more stuff to break up the single gameplay with the first couple gens. I suppose. I also feel like, well, you know, I mean, I think that what's nice about Gen 9 is that they did at least try to have, like, with an open world, like, you kind of had more options as to what you wanted to do and what you wanted to tackle. Like, if you wanted to do the, you know, you could alternate exactly which, like, whether it was the Star Road, you know, or you wanted to do the gym challenge and stuff like that. Like, so they had, like, 3 storylines you could alternate between if you wanted to break up the gameplay loop, you know what I mean? Whereas in the older games, all you really did was just go to the gyms and stuff. And fight trainers and all that fun stuff. I also, you know, remind people to keep in mind that, you know, nostalgia glasses are a thing. And, you know, it can be, like, a lot of what people's, like, you know, it's kind of like how if you ask someone what their favorite Zelda game is, odds are the first Zelda game they ever played, or like one they played when they were younger, is the best one in their minds, or the one they spent the most time playing as a child, rather than, like, you know, it being a measure of their objective quality. You know what I mean? Rose-tinted glasses are indeed a thing. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. Like, you could, like, a child now could play the older games and find them more boring than the newer ones. You know, I mean, I don't know if I would say that Gen 9 is, like, better than, like, even Platinum. Like, I don't know. I really don't know if I can rank the games in that sense, but, like, I don't know if I agree that, like, with the critique that that Gen 9 is like the same kind of gameplay, or that they don't have a lot of stuff to break up the central gameplay loop, because like there are tons of times where I got lost exploring the world and kind of didn't do like the main plot. So, you know, I think that's pretty sad. I understand the things pretty hard sometimes because their reputation in Game Freak, especially so many rest of the industry has moved on for a lot of old ideas. I mean, that's a fair concept. Yeah, I think Nintendo, fair criticism, I think Nintendo has is not necessarily with the times to the same extent as the other game developers are. And like, I think I'm hopeful, considering the fact that Nintendo has been taking a couple of big risks lately with some of their titles, which is super nice. You know, I think it would be cool to play some... I think it would be cool to have Pokemon as a game, sort of... I think, like, Zelda is a really good example of a franchise that, like, every game is different. Like, when I tell people to play Zelda games, like, I tell them, like, you know, don't, like, if you play a Zelda game and you don't like it, I don't dismiss the series entirely, because all of the Zelda games are so different from each other. They all have different vibes. Some are more linear than others. Some have, like, different kinds of gameplay. Some are easier than others. So, like, odds are, if you play all the Zelda games, you'll find at least one Zelda game that, like, really, like, does it for you and clicks for you. I think if there's anything to criticize about Pokemon, it's probably that I don't know if I could say the same thing about Pokemon as a series. I think Pokemon has sort of kept to its formula a little bit more closely than, say, the Zelda series. Or maybe it's just me. I was even a single cynical kid. Yeah, it sounds like a you problem, to be honest. Cynical as a kid. So I can see how, like, for people, if you played one Pokemon game, like, you've played them all, kind of. I mean, I think the Pokemon games are, you know, Zelda games also have their similarities. Like, all of them are, broadly speaking, as action-adventure games that involve, like, going to dungeons and solving them, and having a plot that you do, and, like, you defeat these people, and, like, an epic fantasy kind of vibe. You know, there's not many Zelda games that totally break that formula, if at all. I'd say the only one that does is Zelda 2. But, like, nobody really likes Zelda 2, so... So, you know, like, a Pokemon... I guess you can see this even with Pokemon to some extent, too. Like, you know, if you don't like one Pokemon game, you're bound to find at least one that jives with you. Like, or, like, how some cool ramps or something, even to find, you know, world like Saints Row, it's dumb, but it's something to do. So, you thought that the world was kind of bland? Oh yeah, the Zelda TDI games are garbage. But, I mean, granted, those weren't made by Nintendo. I mean, Zelda 2, I'm not saying that Zelda 2 was a bad game. It was just a different game. Like, it was just totally different. It has some really brutal difficulty that I feel like, even for the time, is kind of harsh. Like, having to restart, like, once you die, like, from the beginning is, like, that's, like, arcade game logic that doesn't really make sense for a console title. So I don't really like that aspect of it. I feel like if you played with save states, maybe Zelda 2 would be worth a shot. But, like, I haven't played it myself, so I'm not gonna speak here and say that Zelda 2 is a sucky game. What I'm gonna say is just that I think there's a reason why it's considered kind of, wasn't really well received. You know, it was such a huge departure from, like, the original Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, and I think its difficulty, some of the things it does, is just kind of unfair. There's, like, nothing to do in the open world. I like the visual design. Yeah, I guess, like, I guess that's fair. Like, the coolest thing that I found when I was in the open world was, like, finding the, like, treasures of ruins, like, vaults. That was really cool. Like, running into the stake and be like, why the fuck is there a stake in the ground? And then you, like, click it and you're like, I don't even know what I just did, but I just did something. And then you find one of the shrines and you're like, what the hell is this? Holy shit. So that was a really cool thing to stumble on and be like, what the fuck is this? That's kind of interesting. I think the Breath of the Wild open world is probably like the one that Nintendo did super well. And I think part of the reason why is, like, even if something isn't, like, quest related, you can just run into shit, and, like, the environmental storytelling in that game is really, really solid. Like, you can walk up to like some ruins and like find like, oh, there's like a civilization that used to live here. We don't know what, and like, you know, the game doesn't really tell you anything. Just go shiny hunting more again. Yeah, more like stuff like the shrines. I will say the worst part of that is that there's no end game like battle tower or something. Yeah, that's true too. There's a Gymquisition episode that I kept talking about while exploring the world. It's called Big Empty Sandboxes. Agreed, Panda. Although both games are struggle since turn 6-ish. Yeah. Just go shiny hunting more. Big Empty Sandboxes. Yeah. I think what's cool about the Zelda world and why I like that one and why I think that the world feels so interesting is that like Zelda was basically what Zelda did. I watched a video about this recently. But basically what Zelda did is that they essentially, okay, actually while I'm chatting, why don't I first let me go talk to Lucas. Do we have to go do shit before I battle Maylene? No. He was just saying the gym leader's here. Oh, there's Crusher Rake, okay. And that's just Crusher Wake saying hello. Very cool. So what's the average level, before I keep talking, what's the average level for the gym? Let me see. Let's see. Let me do some math. I will not be looking at chat right now so I can focus a little bit. Okay, 25 is the level average for at least all the trainers, not necessarily the gym leader. Okay, we're pretty set for this gym. I'm probably gonna do some switch training with the Zoomerel so Zoomerel can get leveled up a little more, but I think we're doing a good spot. I think Zub Zub will help carry this because, you know, he has the moves for it. Anyway, so, I love how Doug gets to launch for like an hour stream. I do, yeah. People talk about stuff and then I'm like, oh, I can talk about this. Let me go on and on about it. So basically what I think you should just use your arcanes because that's what they're there for, lol. I mean, I guess. But I kind of want to, I don't want to like I don't want to have to avoid trainer fights, you know? I worry that if I do, I'll end up in the opposite scenario where I overlevel my Pokemon. You know, this is in theory supposed to be a challenge. But, you know, only in theory. So, anyway, what I was trying to say is that I agree that, like, one of the things that's kind of cool about Zelda is that their open world kind of combines all of the stuff from all the previous games. They have references to the older games and also like old landmarks and stuff. Like, for example, the Temple of Time, which you encounter on the Great Plateau, is literally like the Temple of Time from Ocarina of Time. Like it matches to the original structure that you find in Ocarina of Time. I think the Great Plateau does match up a little bit with, like, the town Hyrule Market from that game, you know? And, like, so if you're really observant player, you're like, oh shit, the Temple of Time, that's really cool. The springs that you go to match up with the springs from Skyward Sword, you know? There's all these cool, like, environmental storytelling details that you can just kind of stumble upon, and, like, even though the world doesn't like really give you an explanation, if you're observant, you can be like, oh shit, like this is what that's telling you, and it's really interesting. It's really interesting stuff. I'm gonna choke. So yeah, I like that aspect of that game. Can't really tell kids though to lol just go shining for fun, Finehead. So I would agree that like I don't know if like the like Paldea region has the same depth of like cool shit to find in the world, which is a little unfortunate. And I think part of that is because like honestly most of the engaging stuff that you find while you're exploring in the game is the Pokemon. Like the landscapes themselves are kind of bland, but the Pokemon is really what's like taking the place of weird landmarks, I think, in the game's logic. You know what I mean? Like, you can come into the, like, this weird little corner and, oh shit, there's a rare Pokemon I've never seen before. You know what I mean? So, I think, and like, some of the areas kind of have unique landscapes. You know, there's like some areas that are very maze-like. There's some areas that are like, you know, there's a lot of coal mining in this place, so there's like some coal mining. There's the 10 sites of Paldea that exist too. That you can find and like kind of look through. So that was that's like a fun little like place that encourages your exploration of the world, of the game world, you know. So I would say that like, yeah. So I think if I'm going to extrapolate the Game Freak's development philosophy here, it's that in place of those fun weird locations, it's the Pokemon, finding like the weird Pokemon is like the cool new stuff you can find when you're doing the open world game. Like that's taking its place essentially. I suppose that's where it gets more subjective to me, because for me that's not enough. Yeah, so for you would want like even more stuff to find, but yeah. So, and you know, Pokemon are like the main driver of interest in the Pokemon series, so I can't say that Game Freak is wrong for focusing in on most development time on that as opposed to other stuff. But you know, and I don't necessarily think that they didn't have like anything to find. I think the finding the Violet and the Scarlet book was a really interesting find in the game. It kind of gave you some clues and hints and set up some mysteries that may or may not be solved later. That was kind of cool. I like that element. And that was sort of an optional thing, you know. So I think that Scarlet Violet did have stuff that you could find, and it did kind of play to the open world aspect of it a little more. I think that I think they also tried that and succeeded pretty well in, well, maybe not as well in Paldea, but like in the Hisui region. I think one of my favorite parts of the Hisui region was like finding the ruins and seeing like some of the Pokemon like statues that were like fallen over and stuff. You know, the fact that like there's a statue of Giratina, but like there's a statue of Palkia and Dialga, but the statue of Giratina is totally broken and stuff. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know. I guess it depends what you're looking for. A lot of people do try to have fun for fun though. I can see that point to you. Yeah, a lot of people do try to have for fun. I don't, but a lot of people do. So yeah, I'm not saying, Morgan, that you're wrong for thinking that like Scarlet Violet didn't particularly grab your interest. And if you think that Game Freak should have put more in it, then I think that's totally fair. To me it sounds like you aren't super interested in the Pokemon themselves. What, statues? Yeah, there are statues in the Coronet Highlands. There's like when you first get there, there's like a statue of like I think a Clefable and a Gligar maybe. I think those are the two that you see. Not Gligar, excuse me. A Garchomp. And that actually the existence of the Clefairy is actually a hint that if you do some exploring, you'll find a spring where there's a bunch of Clefairy and Clefable and stuff, which I thought was kind of funny and interesting. Is that in, it is in Legends Arceus? Yes, that's not in That's not in Gen 9. That's in Gen 8. So I was just pointing out how they did that in Gen 8, you know, which is something that they carried over to Paldea. So they were putting like weird stuff to find and sites to look at in the game that weren't necessarily like weird details in the landscape that weren't necessarily plot related. They did that too with the Coronet Highlands. Like if you go into one of the caves in that level, you can find Shieldon and Cranidos or Rampardos skeletons in the wall that's like partially excavated. And that's actually a hint that if you come back, like if you find a time distortion in that area, you'll be able to find Shieldon and Cranidos, which I think is kind of a cool little environmental hint. Like, hey, this is how you get these Pokemon. So, yeah, I think maybe Pokemon, like, I guess what I would say is that like Pokemon totally could have done more. Like they totally could have had a little bit more happening in the game with an open world, and I do feel like overall Scarlet Violet definitely deserved to have more development time than they got. I think they could have been, I think that their potential was kind of kneecapped by extenuating circumstances that were very unfortunate. So I agree that like it could have been better. You know, it's not, yeah, it definitely could have been better. So that's accurate. But I don't necessarily believe that like again, I think it's all about like what you want. And I think if Game Freak is given a like more time for stuff, then I'm sure it would have been a little better. So anyway, that's my thought. Like I think personally that like the lack of like buildings to walk into, that was a little disappointing. Most of the buildings in the game were just fronts and not actually places you could go in. I kind of wish there was a little more of that. But they obviously spent more time on the actual game world and didn't have enough time to make buildings you could go into. So, like that was like exploration wise, I'd say that was like a big disappointment for me, like not being able to go into more buildings and talk to just random folks. Most of the random folks you could talk to were all outside. I think it would have been better if they had made more buildings that were able to be explored. Same, like the cities were big things in them generations of cool stuff, and now they're basically just gym repositories. I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on the city. There were definitely some cities that were like didn't have much going on for them aside from the gym. Like in this game, I mean, there are definitely cities that have like that all the towns in the game are sort of kind of tied to the plot, but not really. Like Sand Gem City, there's fucking nothing happening there. Like, I guess there's the professor's, Pokemon Professor's house, but like, there's not a lot of fun NPCs to find and stuff. I will say that like, what's cool about some of the locations in the game is that they are definitely like, don't know. But yeah, that's like the only critique that I would have about them. So it sounds like, Morgan, that you like a game world that's like kind of has a ton of lore in it. I would honestly say, in terms of like tons of lore, like a really good a solidly built world. I honestly don't think many of the Pokemon games really accomplish that. Like, even the older ones, I don't feel really do that. To me, some of the older games kind of feel like that wasn't a really big priority for them in terms of how they made the game. Especially with the ones, like the older games, like the region doesn't really feel super lived in for some of them, you know? But like, as the game series progressed, then the region started to feel a little more involved. I feel, at least. Oh, you know, this is a... So. But again, that's just me. The lore is cool, but like, to me, story and gameplay variety, which games to be lacking. So, what I'm hearing from you, Morgan, is you want a game that's like totally different from any other Pokemon game. Like, you want them to throw it all out and do something else. Like, what would be your ideal Pokemon game? Pitch me. I'm Game Freak. I'm looking for an idea, a new idea. What's your idea for the ideal Pokemon game that would be tons of fun? The kind of Pokemon game that you would play incessantly for hours and hours and hours, you wouldn't stop. Because it's so much fun. What would you want it to do? Yeah, and I'm also not here to say that, like, Game Freak is, like, flawless or that all of their games have been really great, which definitely isn't true. I don't think any of their games have been, like... Don't get me wrong, I love the characters in Gen 9 are awesome. The story's definitely an improvement over Gen 8. Like, I think that Game Freak, like, definitely is faltered, but... I don't know if I've ever played a Pokemon game that I, like, thought was absolute garbage. I guess the worst one, or the one that I liked the least, was Gen 6, but... Okay, I'm gonna need to write down a pitch. Yeah, go ahead. Take your time. In the meantime, I'm gonna heal, and then now we're gonna use some rare candies to get my Pokemon at level for the boss. For the gym leader. For the gym leader. Okay. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. Maylene. It's got 28, 29, 32. So it's a average about 29. Okay. Oh, what? $26, okay. Alright, we're gonna pump this full of rare candies. Okay. Okay. Aqua Ring. Yeah, sure. We don't want Tail Whip. Bring back all the stuff they've been beginning to remove, like held items. What? Why? What do you mean they're removing held items? I don't think they've removed held items at all. I mean, if they've like the concept of held items or like specific held items, because specific held items, yeah, they might have removed some of those, but like the most recent game still has held items. Like you can do that. Screech. No, we're gonna bother with Screech. Yes. Put in a ton more quality of life stuff like the Pokédex tab that lets you see what a type move would do. You can do that, Morgan. Like, so that's already in the game. Basically, so you can't tell what Pokemon, what's super effective against what. Actually, I'll read the whole thing and then I'll go by point by point. Totally overhaul the Pokédex. If someone needs to pull up their phone or computer, they're not playing the game anymore. Basically, dump all of Cerebi into the Pokédex because obvious things like wait till someone has caught a Pokemon to show where you catch them. Besides obvious things like wait till someone has caught Pokemon to show where you catch them, etc. Okay, so bringing back stuff that begins with like held items. Like I said, held items are still a thing in Pokemon. They removed it, I think, for Legends Arceus, but that game was totally different in terms of like gameplay. But like held items, they're still a thing. Again, if it's like kinds of held items, sure. I think the only gameplay elements they really removed. What? I thought they removed all but the Knight's Crest? IDK was trying to mess around with them and that Game Freak has removed a ton of hell items. No, well, I don't think so. I mean, all but the Knight's, what? No, I mean, like, they've added a ton, they actually added a bunch of new held items. Like, they have the, basically that one, was it Ability Shield? It's like, that's a held item that's basically like a free clear body. There's the loaded dice, which is super nice. It basically guarantees like 4 or 5. Like it makes it more likely that you'll hit 5 times with moves that are multi-hit. So they've been adding new held items. They might have removed a couple, but like, yeah, I don't even know what the Knight's Crest is. No, it's okay. You don't need to be sorry, Morgan. I'm just letting you know that like if that's a worry you have. Like, maybe there's a particular item that, like, has been removed. And in that case, that's a valid concern. But in terms of, like, removing a ton of held items, like, that, I don't really agree with that critique at all. I don't think they really removed a bunch of held items that are not useful. Leader's Crest. Leader's Crest? I'm not getting a leader's crest as an item. I can look up held items. But yeah, held items are, there's quite a few. Let's see, list of held items. There's tons. We have the berries, there's the colored orbs, which are the ones that, those were forgotten on Kaion. Drives, which is for Technoblast. Power items, which is like power anklet, the power belt, the brand, lens, weights. Here, we'll do a quick diversion. We're going to Firefox. We'll walk through this. I'm on Bulbapedia right now. There's evolution-inducing held items, experiencing affecting items. That's stuff like the EXP share. I mean, the EXP share has become a key item that's no longer, like, that's just automatically put into the game. So that item's been removed. But the thing is still there. There's okay, yeah, so the gems have been removed. Those held items are no longer in the game. They're only in 5 and 6, I think, and they were removed. for later gens. Incense was removed, actually. So these ones no longer exist. But honestly, that's fine, because, like, now you can just breed the Pokemon that you want. So, like, you know, that's handy. Sorry, guys, let me move that out. Oh, was it nice? What was we doing? Yes, you were. Yes, you were. I'm just trying to, like, figure out. I'm responding to the elements of your pitch, right? Like that is your pitch, and I'm responding to you about how I feel about your pitch, right? Memory has been, I mean, that's just tied to one Pokemon. Mega Stones have been removed. Plates are still a thing. Those are still a thing in the games. In battle effect items, these are the ones that, like, okay, so these are all the, like, in battle effect ones that are that people use. I mean, like, some of this stuff, like the, what is it? But there's a bunch of new ones. Like, there's the Terrain Extender, Utility Umbrella, Umbrella, like, Icy Rock. King's Rock might have been removed. That one might not exist anymore. Or actually it might. But Ring Target. So like there's, I don't know, there's not many, like the Berserk Gene, that one's was in Gen 2. That one's only in that game. But there's like a bunch. There's a good amount. Maybe there's more, but yeah, I don't care about incense. I would consider these incense quality of life. Yes, quality. The incense was like, it was compound eyes and run because it was trying to farm money. Okay. Well, there's they still have the amulet coin, so that hasn't been removed. But yeah, as far as I know, there isn't any like big items that have been super removed. That like typically if they removed an item, they've replaced it with something. Or if they have removed it, like I struggle to think of anything that has been removed that I was like, man, I wish they had put this back in the game. I guess maybe the gems are kind of nice. Battle effect items that I wish were put back into the game, but those are that's like the only example I can personally think of. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with wanting to return some items you wish were there, so that's fine. But the only thing I'm trying to reassure you with is that they haven't been really removing a ton of stuff. So in response to the putting more quality of life stuff, that's totally understandable. Like there are plenty of ROM hacks that I've played where they've done that. The Pokédex apps. So the Pokédex app lets you see if a Pokemon's super effective against something. I mean, that would be fun to play with in terms of like just understanding a reference for like super effectiveness and like what's not super effective just in general. They do in battle. That is something that you can just look up. Like, as I said, if you fight a Pokemon, when you first fight them, you'll see, you won't see how your moves will affect them the first time you fight a certain Pokemon, but then after you've encountered them, you can figure out what Pokemon, like it'll, like as soon as you, like once you click fight, like in the text, like it'll have the move text, and then it'll say like, not very effective or super effective or mildly effective. Like it'll already say that. Like that was a thing that they introduced in Gen, I want to say 7, and then they've kept that up ever since then. So that's already been in there. I don't think there's any reason for us to have like that particular feature in the game since they already provide that info. They also provide move info. I know that like if you press Y, I think, when you're in battle on a move, it'll tell you like this is what the move does. This is its accuracy. Blah blah blah. As far as dumping Cerebi into the entire thing, like, that, I mean, having, like, all the, like, minutia of information is kind of nice to have. I also, I mean, I think for one thing, I think that should probably just be an option that's, like, kind of, if someone wants that, then, you know, that's a good thing to do, but I don't feel like that should be, like, a super in-your-face feature, because I feel like that could be super overwhelming to some people. Like something that would be handy, and I think that Pokemon should do this, is like show you when you get a Pokemon what moves they'll learn via level up. Like just have that be a list. Like that would be cool, so you could just see it. Maybe even have them like have a TM list or something, an HM list, or I guess just TM list in this case. So I have a list of Pokemon, so you can figure out if something can learn something. I think though, I do think that they have sort of added that actually, because I think if you go to, like if you're on the TM machine, if you're in the TM machine and you have a recipe, like if you have a TM recipe, I think like as long as you have the Pokemon in your box or on your team, it'll tell you, okay, this Pokemon can learn the move. So they don't have the full list, but they do have the list, you know. I guess the only difficulty would be like, you know, having to like switch it out, you know, like I don't know if they have, like I don't know if you could look through your whole Pokemon, you know, whole Pokemon's list. I haven't really explored the Pokedex's like search feature. I don't know if, I think, okay, if there's one feature that I wish the Pokedex was, I wish it was like a little more searchable. So like in this edition, you can't search for a Pokemon, which really sucks. I really wish they had that feature so that you could just like search it up and search up the info. That would be kind of nice. I guess you could just have the Pokedex be sort of a database that has all the information in it. However, I understand why Pokemon doesn't do that. Like, for one, like, it is, like, a lot of info to just have. Like, it's handy to have. Like, I'm not saying it's not handy. But again, you know, there is such thing as having too much, you know. If you have, like, I could see a scenario where, like, you have all that info embedded into the game. But, you know, having all that info might, like, make it seem like you need to play with so much information in your head in order to have fun. Which, that's not, yeah, oh yeah, it would be off to the side, yeah. Which could be a problem in its own right, you know? Like, the thing about Pokemon is that, like, you honestly don't need to have a huge basis of knowledge in order to have fun in Pokemon. Like, you can just play the game with all the info that they give you, and then, like, still have a fun time, still be able to build a good team, without having to look up, like, oh, what does this Pokemon learn, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't necessarily need to come into the equation. I think it's more helpful to be able to look stuff. I think the people who are going to be looking stuff up would be, like, someone who's trying to build, like, a competitive team or something, you know? So then that would be, you know, having that information there would be helpful. So I think the thing is that, like, it's sort of a fine line, right? Like, I think sometimes having a ton of menus and a ton of information at your fingertips, like, that can be really helpful, but it can also be super overwhelming depending on the player. Again, remember that this game is also for kids, too, and, like, yeah, kids are capable and might be able to parse all that. Like, I know I probably could have as a younger child, but there's also a lot of people who, you know, aren't particularly proficient readers and maybe would find that kind of information a little too much, especially if they're, like, young kids, you know, whose reading level isn't super high. You know, that might discourage them from playing, you know? And, I mean, like, you know, there's games like Minecraft that are out there where it's like, that game is super popular, and that one, like, gives you nothing. Like, there's, like, nothing really in that game. Like, if you want to know how to efficiently do your Minecraft shit, you gotta look it up. I mean, part of that, I think, is purposeful. Like, I think Mojang made it that way so that they could sell, like, companion books that kids could purchase to, like, find out more about Minecraft, so that's a separate can of worms for that. But I don't know if, like, I understand where you're coming from, and I think that's, like, having that information wouldn't be a bad idea necessarily. I don't personally think it would be, like, I don't think it's a bad thing that I have to look stuff up when I'm trying to do something in the game. Typically, like, if I'm looking stuff up in a Pokemon game, it's not, like, a main mechanic, you know, that's, like, gonna destroy my, like, ability to play it. But I can also see how it's annoying to have to look stuff up. Like, you want all that information just in the game and stuff like that. I also know that there are games out there that actually do require, like, research. Like, I was talking to one of my friends, and he was saying how, like, he was gonna play a game where, like, the literal whole point of the game is you have to do outside research in order to solve puzzles. Like, I think the game actually has, like, a Google search kind of thing embedded into the game, so you can actually, like, do research on the real life internet to figure out the puzzles, which, I mean, that sounds probably like everyone's worst nightmare but me. Like, for me, I'm like, ooh, cool, I get to do research online and learn shit in order to solve puzzles. That sounds fun. You know, or take notes, like, ooh, interesting. But, like, again, that's, like, kind of it's a very particular kind of player, you know, who wants to do all that. So, this is something that probably should have been told in game for sure. There's certain Pokemon that evolve we wouldn't know without looking it up, though. I mean, that's also true too, yeah. That is an issue, you know, like, I do think that, like, for the base, like, stuff, like, most stuff, I think, in a Pokemon game, sorry, I was, like, talking about that, I was looking at chat. Yeah, I had not thought about the Pokemon that, like, have, like, weird, obtuse ways to evolve. I guess they kind of tried to fix that by, like, having the, like, the university classes that, like, kind of gave you the option to take them, and then, like, they gave you more information, so, like, that information was there, but you didn't have to do it, you know? When I was a kid, I would literally never look at the Pokedex to see where to catch something. So, but would you have looked at it, like, would you have, like, do you think you would have looked at it more if it would have told you, like, all this information that you say should be in there? Because, like, the problem with having all that information is, like, it needs to be organized in such a way that it doesn't feel overwhelming. Like, I think that's probably the reason why a lot of the, like, nitty-gritty or tutorializing in Scarlet and Violet is in the school. Because, like, it's there for you if you want it. Like, if you're new to Pokemon and you want to know what super effectiveness is and how Terra Raid battles work and some evolutionary stuff. Like, you can take the classes and learn all that. But if you're like, nah, I want to just find out on my own, you can just be like, okay, you can just ignore that part. So, I think how you implement that info into the game is critical in terms of making it enjoyable and not overwhelming people. That is something that probably should have been told in game for sure. Yeah, definitely. Or they might have somewhere and I just never figured it out. Oh, right, classes are a thing. I should finish LOL. Yeah, exactly. Like they mention, I think, in the classes about Annihilape's evolution. Like, they hint at that. So, like, they drop that hint of, like, yeah, so there's a Pokemon that evolved via a certain move. And so then you can kind of extrapolate, okay, so there's a bunch of Pokemon, like... And there's also the thing about, like, trying to balance, like, player discovery versus player info. Because, like, it could also be... Because, like, if you give the players too much information, you know, it can take away the spontaneity of discovery, you know? Like, when you have a Pokemon that suddenly evolves, you're like, oh shit, how it's surprising, you know what I mean? So, you don't want to give the players too much information, because then they're like, well, then that's easy, you know? So, I think there's that as well. So it's sort of like trying to balance that out, like wanting to give the players enough information where they're not frustrated, but also withholding some information or letting there be the possibility that they might discover something on their own without being told directly, you know? So that's also part of it too. I'm working on a complete living dex for each gen, and it's fun finding out how many obtainable are in just one game. That's true. Oh, right, I should finish the classes. I definitely would have, but I wouldn't have been overwhelmed. I mean, I never found out how to evolve Prime without looking it up. Yeah, me neither, but they did mention it in one of the classes, you know. ACP, to be fair, that was probably one of the easiest ones stumbled on his come across. As a kid, I feel like you could have stumbled upon that entirely by accident. I do think the school was a good idea in 9, not to mention 3 Pokemon that evolved after X amount of steps. The steps ones are annoying, and they should have been easier to do for sure. I mean, I'm not going to do a design document and start working UI and stuff. These are just strategies. I know. I'm just adding on to your idea of saying, like, Yeah, no, having a lot of having more information and making the game more accessible to people is always a good thing. And you know, there's a difference between like, and it's obviously it all depends on what kind of game you're going for, you know. If you're going for the kind of game that where the core gameplay doesn't really involve like, you know, mystery or puzzle solving or any of that kind of gameplay, then having a lot of things withheld from the audience doesn't really help matters. But there are games, you know, where, you know, having, you know, things be a little bit unsure or uncertain of, that's kind of important. Like, if I'm trying to solve a puzzle, I don't want too many hints, you know? Like, otherwise it defeats the purpose of the fun parts of a game to solve, right? So, like, again, it's about trying, I think this is sort of a question of, like, what kind of game do you want, and how do you want to get there? Having all that information on your fingertips is fun, and, like, there are a lot of times where withholding that information, making it obscure, is just frustrating and not actually helpful or engaging. So, I get what you're saying. So, but, you know, wanting to try and implement it in a way that also, like, makes sense, you know? Like, yeah, that's all. So, anyway, this was a kind of lengthy diatribe, but, I'm actually gonna go on my midstream break now. Give my voice a rest. When we come back, we'll actually go and fight Maylene! Or I'll at the very least, you know, finish buffing up my Pokemon so that we're ready for Maylene. Sorry, SB, I know you just came in and were like, Maylene! I gotta take my break. But when we're back, we will get to that. So, hopefully I won't get distracted with another, talk. Not that I don't mind the distraction, I get easily distracted, I guess. Should I keep working on my bitch? Yeah, sure. I mean, I do want to clarify, Morgan, that, like, even if I have some skepticism, that I'm not saying your idea is a bad one. Like, that sounds like a perfectly fine game. Even when I might even, like, super like, you know. Like, having more quality of life shit is really nice. And all the quality of life stuff that they have added to Pokemon, I think has been really, really great. And I really appreciate all that. And I think when I go back to games where that stuff isn't there, I really miss it. It's, you know, I like to think about, like, the nitty-gritty details sometimes. So, no, your pitch is fine. Like, you have a really good pitch. I think that would be a game that a lot of people would enjoy. And I think you would probably, I'm sure that idea would, like, fix a lot of problems that people have with Pokemon. And maybe it would bring people back to the franchise and really create a really awesome, satisfying game that people can't put down. Like, I think your pitch is really solid. I don't know. I always like to play devil's advocate sometimes. I always like to think 5 steps ahead. That's more how I am. I know I should probably work on being a bit more responsive, like yes-anding people a little more. Like, I think maybe I could have reassured you that your ideas were solid and were a good foundation from the outset. So that's on me. I apologize for that. So don't take my criticisms as me saying your idea sucks. Take them as just me saying these are things to think about, right? When it comes to creating a good game, is like implementation means a lot. Like it can make the difference between a good game and a bad game, you know. I'd say that there are, like, lots of games that, like, have bad ideas that are just bad, but there are also lots of games that, like, had good ideas and they were like there was a good game in there. They just didn't implement it well, and, like, had they implemented it well, it would have been a great game, you know. So anyway, my break, it is happening. I'll be back soon. everyone. How are we all doing? I'm back from my break. I have water and food with me. Let me catch up on chat before we move on. Did you know Gen 8 is the second best-selling generation in Pokemon history, outselling Gen 2 by 2 million? And Scarlet Violet are only 5 million behind 8, making it the fourth best-selling mainline Pokemon game to date. It's only been out since November. Damn. Hi, Dub. Hi, Duncan. How you doing? That's cool. That Game Freak is making a lot of money. Yee, Undertale. Yes. Undertale is one of the many, many songs games that I have on here. What's this track called? Which one? The one I was just playing was Ripto's Arena from Spyro 2. But I don't know if you're referring to a track that was playing earlier. I'm doing some chords with keyboard and behind pitch. Do it, yeah. I will say, the last thing I'm going to say about this topic is one of the most important things that I feel about doing any kind of art criticism, regardless of what format it is that it's really important to do a really fair criticism of something. I think it's important to recognize, like, intent and what a piece is trying to do before you criticize it. And that taste matters for a lot. Like, if a piece is trying to do X thing, but I don't like it because it's trying to do X thing, well, then that's less of a problem with the game itself and more, and more an issue with, like that's more of, like, probably that game is, like, just not for me. What I mean by that is, if I don't like a romance novel, and I don't like it because there's not enough horror in it, well, then I probably just don't like romance novels, you know? Like, a romance novel doesn't necessarily have to have horror in it in order to be a good romance novel. So, I think that's the thing that is really important to acknowledge, and I think if you try to, like, say that XYZ thing sucks because it's not trying to do something that, like, you want. Like, I mean, that's just, like, kind of a rule of thumb type of thing. It's like a concept of taste, like, your taste is a huge, welcome back, thank you, is a huge factor. No problem, Kanda, don't worry about it. Like, your taste is a huge factor in why you like things, and I think it's important to acknowledge that up front when you're doing some kind of criticism. Alright, anyway. Enough criticism theory. Exactly. Opinions are subjective. If you tell me that there's a way to objectively decide if something is good or bad in an art context, I'm gonna say no. That is mostly impossible. Like, there can be some consistency in what people consider good or bad, like, overall, but art is always subjective. And what's considered good and bad changes over time, so. Anyway, let's buff up. Let's keep buffing up our Pokemon. Take our Pokemon to the gym. Have them work out. What? I feel like that's wrong. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 25.6. Okay. 27.5. So we still got some more buffing to do. Ooh, Toxic Spikes. That's not a bad move. We'll get rid of growth. Okay, but the latest Covet album is objectively an amazing piece of artwork. Well, let's see. Ooh. That is a pretty cool... is this it? Hold on, let me switch to Firefox here. Is this the new album art right here? I don't know what Covet is, but I'll give you that because everyone but me is wrong about Jenny Year 9. I think there's plenty of people that agree with you, Morgan. But, you know. I know plenty of people. I have a bunch of the friends I have, and I'm in college, don't play Pokemon anymore because they think it's... I think they don't like the games anymore. Okay. Yeah, thinking about that more, Dove. I played the original Resident Evil 4, and I can tell that the game is super excellent because the gameplay is really satisfying, and I hate it. But I hate it because the story is just like treading water for 6 hours. Do you think that's because the gameplay and the story don't like really mesh together? Like, I wonder, would you say that in that game that when story happens, it sort of feels like separate from the game itself? Like you play the game, you're fighting all these zombies, and then when the story happens, the gameplay grinds to a halt and you have to like watch a cutscene or something, or like what you're doing in the game feels super unrelated to what's actually happening in the story? I never played Resident Evil 4, so I can't tell you, you know. Ooh, Wish. Wish is a good move. Probably better than Sweet Kiss. Okay. Probably another round of level ups and we should be good. Not with Resident Evil 4, but I have had experience. I'm one of those people that has that issue with Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock Infinite. That one is a little, squirrely with the plot. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. let's do like one more. 30. Okay. Cool. It made me want, to me, it was, I went in blind in Resident Evil 4 because I think someone recommended to me to do that, and I was waiting saving Ashley to be the first mission of the game, but no, that is the game. She gets it recaptured like 3 times. Ooh, that's annoying. Maybe on Prince Leon on Faith. I don't know how much of a soft himbo he is. That sounds like it would be annoying, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna leave with Rio Boy, and then we're gonna have Zub in the back for Lucario's weakness is he doesn't have a weakness to flying, does he? Because of the skill typing, it's fighting, fire, and ground, right? Ooh. Lucario might be a problem for us. Because we don't have any super effective moves against him. Ooh, I don't think we do it at the very least. Nope. We do not. You'll be fine. I guess. I mean, thankfully, like, all I can remove is long. It shoves chips into my face. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, the Meditite and the Machoke I'm not worried about at all. Those guys should be easy. Only thing to really worry about is Machoke does have Rock Tomb. But I mean, like, Crobat's can outspeed, so it'll be fine. Lucario, Bone Rush and Metal Claw are gonna be like the big boys that we have to worry about. Let's see. Who takes the least amount of damage from all this shit? Actually, most of our mons aren't gonna take tons of damage from Lucario, at least in terms of like super effectiveness, which is good. Honestly, I feel like sticking Spiritomb on would be like the best thing to do. He's gonna be neutral to dark. He's gonna be neutral to ghost, so I think. I can't resist, I'm not sure. Like the fighting type moves will do absolutely nothing to Spiritomb. Metal Claw is his most damaging move. Only thing is I don't know if it can really dish out the pain, you know. It's gonna be a slow fight. Metal Claw will also do the most amount of damage to our boy to Zubat. And flying will do like neutral to it, so if we use Air Cutter a bunch, that could really help too. We have options, I think. So we'll just have to do our best. Probably won't put Roselia on you. Oh my god. That Metal Claw is going to do 64 damage to Togetic. Holy shit. That's a lot. let's go. We'll figure out what we need to do for Lucario. Lucario's gonna be the tough boy to face. The other guys should be pretty easy. Still resist Dark and Ghost Gen 4. Oh, okay. I don't know why it was saying I could hit it with those moves, but okay. What are the neutral ones then? Lucario. So in Gen 4, neutral would hit. It would hit for. Oh my god! Come on. Okay, yeah, so it resists Dark and Ghost. Gotcha. So, it hits Flying. So, Flying, Water, Electric, and Psychic are the normal ones. So, everything else resists. Or is super effective. So, your boy really can't do much to it unless it gets off Hypnosis and uses Dream Eater. Zub would probably be a good bet. Vorgod. Vorgod's not going to do much to this thing. Neither is Morgan. Azumarill might do some stuff to the Lucario, but I just don't trust its stats. The stats are gonna suck against the Lucario, so. Like, I mean, I guess it's not gonna do tons of damage to my Azumarill, which is good, but still. Yeah, Series of yeah, I thought that was Gen 16. Yeah, for some reason, the damage type stuff, it has, like, they didn't put Fairy into the damage info. Here's what I'm looking at, you guys. So, like, in the widget, they didn't add, like, Fairy to this list, but they have the same resistance chart as it was in Gen 9, so I don't know what's going on there. But because it should be quad resistant to Dark in this gen. So maybe Azumarill? Maybe? Citation needed? These three are gonna be not very useful. Oh. Sorry, let me switch to. Okay. 65. I don't know what that means. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention that I spent a good chunk of last night trying to play Singularity. Do you know what the locked FOVs on the Steam version of Singularity? I'm assuming 65 is the answer. I gotta solve the gym puzzle. 1 second. Imagine wanting to play a game because it's really good, but you can't because after 5 minutes you have like a headache. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I have a headache, Morgan. That sucks. Basically, 65 is good for you if you're 10 feet away from a monitor, but it sucks for a couple feet from a TV monitor. Ah, okay. I'm sorry. Were you able to, like, change the settings or something, Morgan? Fucking 2010 PC Forts, damn. Thank you. Also, hello, Garjack. Hope you're doing well. We are playing more of our Pokemon Draft Lock. We're finally gonna, after a lot of unrelated conversation that had nothing to do with anything, we're gonna finally actually fight Maylene. It only took us several minutes. This is why a lot of old console shooter ports to PC feel bad to play, because it didn't let you adjust the FOV either. And that was just left the same as the console. Ah. Love this gaming programming history lesson from Garjack. I'm learning so much. I appreciate your knowledge. '90s is like the sweet spot for PC games. 90s PC games are pretty good. Got a little shoutouts to my friend Zoo Tycoon. No, Minecraft hit 0.1 in 2011 and had FOG adjustment before that, so like, yeah. Okay. Before I do anything, we're going to start a prediction. Will Dove lose a man? Let me know what you think will happen. Also, before I forget, okay, Name Rater and Max Survive are active, so that's good. Gonna save. Minecraft's default is 70 degrees, and I find it comfortable on a laptop. Good deed for every day. One day at a time. Treasure every unique encounter. Treasure encounter for is unique. I will give you guys time to predict if you want. I will continue to eat while you guys are doing that. But it's not any preferences on monitor size, this is my face. Very true. I'm less than 30k points away from the voting. 30k points away from what? Making me play a game? The coveted choose my next game option? Which no one has yet to redeem? I'm very curious who will be the first person. And what they will make me play. It can also be hard for me to personally tell what is giving me a headache in games. Sometimes it's the FOV, but I wasn't sure if it was just the screen tearing. Yeah, that can be pretty hard to determine. All right, 5,000 points to I believe in you. Thank you for whoever voted for that. Versus 10 points for get the coffin ready. Okay. Let us begin. I'm gonna try. Just try my best, Garchek. We'll see how it goes. Alright. Your boy. Exerting pressure. Let's go for an ominous wind. Okay, Rock Tomb. Don't really care about that. Makes my extremely slow Mon slower. Imagine. One shot. Is there supposed to be the Inquadro? Oh, yes, there is. Let me, oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Is that better? Machoke. Yes. We're gonna go for Zub Zub. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, no! Oh, shit. Holy fuck! Oh, boy! Oh, no! Man, I hate it when, like, fucking crits like this happen. This is not good. Okay. Hold on, I gotta do some summarying. Let me look at accuracy for a moment. Okay, wing attack's 100. Oh, okay, air cutter's only 95 accuracy. Oh, okay. Actually, wing attack does more damage. So I thought air cutter did more, which is why I was using it. Oh, it's because it has a high crit ratio. That's why. Okay, so wing attack should hit, but the question is, will it OHKO? I hope so. Yeah, I might be thinking of Air Slash. Man, oh, that sucks that, like, it missed. Oh boy. That's the question. Do we think it's gonna OHKO? I don't know who else to put out if it doesn't OHKO. I don't think Zub Zub's gonna live another Rock Tomb if it doesn't OHKO. Is wing attack special? No, it's physical. I mean, physical, it's gonna do more damage because wing attack, like, Zub Zub's more of an attacker than a special attacker, so it's gonna do more damage. Like only by a little bit, but what's my attack stat? Attack stat's 65. So it's gonna do more damage. And it's like weak. I should still outspeed even though my speed's been lowered. I don't think Machoke's especially fast. It'd suck if he is especially fast. Don't think so. What's your base speed there, Machoke? Oh yeah, your base speed is 45, so we're fine. So we should outspeed. Yeah, we should outspeed. It's okay. So I think, yeah. So 65 attack. Your defense. What is your defenses? I actually don't know. I don't have a damage calc, so I can't really tell. Attack stat is pretty good. Your defense is kind of crappy though, so special defense is a little worse. So, oh boy. All right. What are our chances, you think? I'll pull up the damage calc. Hey, Garchek's got me back. I mean, I could also bring it up too on, on Showdown here. Hold on, let me bring it to... Okay, so if we do... Okay, here's the damage calc. So this is DPP. We're doing a Crobat blank set with Machoke blank set. I'm gonna put in the nature, my nature on this guy. I'm gonna assume even IVs, cause like, we don't wanna be too exact about it. Low upper special attack, lower speed. I mean, that's not really gonna matter too much on this calculation, I don't think. Speed has been lowered once. Nature is special attack, lower speed. Rash. No. Lied. I lied. Up special attack, lower speed. Where are you? Quiet. Okay. So we're using wing attack. My current HP is we're gonna do level 20, level 20, level 30. This is like 31 out of 100, I guess. Machoke. It's level 29. Full health. Okay. So according to this, it says a level 30 zero attack Crobat wing attack versus level 29 guaranteed 2-hit KO. So unless it crits, we're not getting the 2-hit KO. And then Rock Tomb. If it uses Rock Tomb, level 28. So even if it uses Rock Tomb against me, level 29, it only has a 6.3 chance to OHKO. So if it doesn't crit, it shouldn't do. It should bring me to like really low health, but it shouldn't crit. Assuming I put in all the damage shit right. Make sure to set the right EVs and IVs, Dove. I mean, like, I don't know my EVs or IVs. I don't know what they are, so I'm just kind of blank. I'm just doing by base stat. Like, the only thing I really did is set the nature. So I don't know what the Machoke is. I wish my parents didn't used to love me. I'm literally sick and all I care about is their precious room. I'm sorry, Morgan. If it was a crit... Oh wait, no. So if this is a crit, guaranteed OHKO. If Rock Tomb crits... Oh. Huh? Is it not... Hold on. So... Without the crit... If it crits, guaranteed OHKO. Okay. So... And then, just to double check to make sure I'm reading this right, current HP... Hold on, I guess the IVs would be... 98. Okay. So, hold on. Out of 30. Okay, I was right that it was 31%. Oh, shit. 30. Okay. It does have it has half a chance to Oko. Against my guy. Which is not great. You should give yourself... If Choke has attack EV's bad news. I think Rock Tomb kills. Well, crit did what? 68? Which normally is tied 2, which should be 33. 30 HP left. If Choke has attack EV's bad news, you should give yourself 0 IVs for the worst case. Okay, I guess that makes sense. 0 IVs. Okay, so with 0 IVs in HP, I don't have 0 IVs because I have 98 health. I obviously don't know how many EVs in health I have. I have at least 98 health. So hold on. Actually, like the 24 is like the actual accurate amount I have. So yeah, okay. It has a 43.8% chance to Oko me. So it has a pretty significant chance to Oko even without a crit on Rock Tomb. Whereas I have guaranteed I won't hit it for 2. What if I did Air Cutter? Let's compare. So Air Cutter also guaranteed to hit KO. If it gets a crit, then guaranteed. It does have a high crit ratio. I don't know how high it is though. Oh, 0 IVs in defense, you mean? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, well then in that case, worst case scenario for Rock Tomb. This is the kind of content you all wanted to see, right? Okay, guaranteed Oko if I have 0 defense. Not great. So, yikes. An attack if you're checking for Oko? I see. For Oko, on-wing attack. Guaranteed Oko to hit KOs for either move. So, what I'm seeing from this is that worst case scenario, I will die. Best case scenario, I might die. Best case scenario, I might die. I have like I might die. There's a chunky chance I might die. Worst case scenario, I will die guaranteed. Sorry, I'm just finishing right now. That is totally fine, Morgan. I'm sorry I can't really... I'm sorry my focus isn't really here right now. If you want, like some... I recommend the benching channel on my Discord if you want to put it in there. Oh, you can... Yeah, I don't know why they don't. This is like... Yeah, they don't let me put my stats in directly. This is the base. These are IVs. These are the EVs. So, anyway, Crow is doomed. Switch out if you want to live. Yeah, no, it seems like no matter how I slice it, Zub's not doing well. So I guess the best option would be to switch out. Now the question is, who the fuck do I switch it out for? I don't really know. I don't really know the answer to that question. But Morgan, what I will say is that you deserve to be taken care of because, you know, you're sick and you deserve that attention. And I think your parents are kind of awful if they're not paying attention to you like that, you know? Who is this Rock's being tuned at them? Well, let's see. Your boy won't care. Azumarill won't care. I don't know about Morgan Q. I don't think Morgan Q resists. Azumarill doesn't resist, I don't think, either. I don't know much about resistances. Oh, actually, hold on. What the fuck? I can look at it right here. I can look at it right here. I need to relax. It's fine. Okay. Oh yeah, Morgan would care. I have this assumes this calculator is pretty good too. So oh, it does, yeah. Okay. So Spiritomb doesn't care, although I don't know if I can really do much damage to him. Oh, I don't have Cherubi. Gligar doesn't really care. So I guess the person that's going to do the least amount of damage to is either Spiritomb or Gligar. So I gotta figure out what resistances he has. I guess Rock Dark Bug, would that be? I guess that would be the same. So, I guess I could do a bunch of Ominous Winds from Spiritomb. That might not be the worst thing to do. I think that might be my best shot. The way in which one fucking crit can just upset and miss fucking upset everything. It's amazing how that happens. Alright. Let's go for your boy. After setting up Spiritomb, can you sweep the rest? Well, I don't know about Lucario. Lucario's gonna be tough. I think the best way to beat Lucario is gonna be to, like, try and get off of Dream Eater. Which will be oh no. Which will be hard because Hypnosis only has such shitty accuracy. If I could do Dream Eater on Machoke, I mean, that would be nice because it's psychic, but again, it relies on Hypnosis to work, which I don't know if I want to take those odds. I only have like 3 uses of Ominous Wind. This is not a great situation that I'm in. But I don't think I can sweep Lucario. Sleep in the Dream would be huge for healing. It would, yes, it would be huge. But like, okay, I'll try it. Since this thing isn't gonna really lob anything at me that's gonna really hurt me. Okay, keep making me slow, it's fine. Come on! No. Do it. Do it. Do it. I'll try it. Just to save on my Ominous Winds. Oh my god! Fucking crit! Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. We're asleep. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Dream Eater, let's go. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah! And it was a crit! Oh! Amazing. Okay, cool. Machoke is done. Nice. Ooh, level 31. Yay, Zeb's at level 9. Okay. So. Question. What do about Lucario? Now. Is this the thing wearing a crit item or what? It must be. I don't know. Well, okay, so the Machoke just used Focus Energy, which is why I got him off another crit. The first crit was like normal chance, but then the Focus Energy made it worse. Okay, so here's the thing. I thought initially that Zubat would be my best bet against Lucario because hopefully you guys can see this well. Kind of looks a little small on my screen. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. There we go. So the problem is that, so Metal Claw is like the danger part in the equation here. And he has moves that are like, that won't resist against Lucario. So, in theory, the best thing to like bring out against him. However, at very low health. Your boy, will give not many shits about whatever Lucario is dishing out. Like, both of his super effective moves do nothing to him. However, I have nothing to dish out, really. The only thing I can really dish out, yeah, the only moves I have, the only move that'll do well is Dream Eater again. So I could do the same thing I just did to Machoke, where I just try Hypnosis and then hope Dream Eater comes through for me. Or I don't think I'm allowed to heal, really, in theory, in this challenge, so that might be what I have to do. I might have to have Spiritomb, just, we pray for the Hypnosis. Maybe I try and do a Ghost. Maybe I try and do an Ominous Wind, not to hit it, but to get the Omni Boost. What are our thoughts on that? Is the thing where Azu, sacrifice thick Azu? Oh, so you guys want me to do a sack on Azu? To then what? You healed oh, did I? Oh, I might have. Is that okay? I thought I wasn't supposed to heal. Yeah, sacrificing Azu might not be a bad idea to try and heal Zub if we can, because Zub will do more damage than your boy. And it'll be a little more reliable in that factor. You aren't LO. Oh, okay. So, okay, if that's the case, then just get it in striking distance. Yeah, okay. So yeah, sacking Azu sounds like a good idea in order to get Zub like ready for the shit. Cause Zub will be the thing we need. So, okay. I agree with this. This is a good idea. And at least Azumarill will do neutral damage to it, so as long as you don't sacrifice Morgan. We're not sacrificing Morgan. We'll sacrifice Azumarill, though. Azumarill, it doesn't have pure power, so it's not gonna be... Alright. This is gonna be rough. Okay, so we'll go for... We'll at least try to weaken... Well, actually, first move, I will heal... Since we have healed, and I think it's okay. Switch back to the game. Oh, shit, sorry. Too many things happening at once. Okay. Since we have established that I'm healing, I will do a Hyper Potion on Zub. No, that's what I was saying. You aren't supposed to do, LOL. Oh! Whoops! I misunderstood. Sorry. Well, you know what? If Azumarill dies, then I guess it'll... Oh, cool. I'm paralyzed. Anyway, Bubble Beam. We'll do Bubble Beam. Sorry. I misunderstood. Oh my god. He is... I won't heal Azumarill. I won't heal Azumarill. Oh my god! Look at how little you do! Look at how little damage you do! My fucking god, amazing. Alright, Azumarill has been sacked. So, we'll bring out Zub now. Fuck. So what do I want to do now? Is wing attack better or cutter better? Back to the damage calculator, yay! This is the minutia you all wanted today, isn't it? Oh, let me zoom back out here. Okay. So let's do level 31 Zub now. Well, 31 Zub versus Lucario. Blank set. I'm gonna keep the base shit the same. Level 32. What? Nope. 32. Okay. Level 31. Wing attack will do more damage. Both of its defense stats are 7 to 8 base. So you gotta put in your actual stats here for attack and special attack at least. Okay. So let's see. I just wanna see it. I want to see it in the numbers, you know. Okay, 101 is my health. I am at 101. 100%. Attack stat. Hold on. Cancel. Pokemon. Do this. Summary. I'm just checking my, okay, so my attack 64. So IVs are gonna be 5. 7. Maybe try 15. 65. 20! Hey, okay. So 20. And then special attack is 62. So I just need to lower it a little bit. Okay. Alright, I have the special attacks in. So if I use swing attack against Lucario. Oh, 4-hit KO. Yikes, that's gonna be real chip damage on that one. And then Air Cutter, 54% chance to 4-hit KO. Oh my goodness, I mean, at least he'll be fast. Is those attack higher? Probably wing, yeah. Okay, yeah, so guaranteed 4-hit KO on wing attack. So I think that's the better move here. And then defensive-wise, how are we doing? I mean, this thing says that this is a little okay. So the biggest issue is Metal Claw. Metal Claw is going to be the thing that really gets us. So I'm not worried about any kind of rock type move, which is good. Okay, so okay, Metal Claw only has a 99%. Okay, so Metal Claw is going to do less damage to me than Wing Attack is to Lucario, so that's good. And I would imagine it might use some fighting moves in there, potentially. Or it might just go in on Metal Claw. Does Metal Claw do any? So, and we just gotta hope for a crit. We just gotta hope for a crit. That's what we gotta hope for. And then it'll be fine. Alright. We're gonna boop. That's assuming this thing is perfect to F5Es. That is assuming it, yeah. I don't think I set my defense special attacks, but like, assuming we're equal defensive-wise, then like that's how it's gonna shake out. So, okay, so let's just go all in on the wing attacks, and it is 100% accurate. So I think that's the best way to go. Let's go. May raise attack with claws. Okay, good to know. So that's gonna be a little dangerous if that happens. Okay. Oh, I forgot it's already kind of damaged, so we might even do well. Come on. Oh, fuck. Alright. We gotta be careful. Okay. Maylene, if you fucking heal, I'm gonna cry. Oh, you did fucking heal! Yes! Okay. Amazing. Alright. Including potion. Whew. Damn, that was honorable no potion. Yes, Maylene took the Maylene wasn't like me. Maylene didn't wimp out. But I also lost them on, so fair. Ooh, Drain Punch. Okay, that'll be good on Heracross, if I ever get a Heracross. Alright, well, unfortunately, Gardrick, I did let you down. I apologize. So, get the Coughing Ready wins. The prediction. Alright. Does Heracross get Drain Punch? I have no idea. It'd be cool if it did. It'd be super cool if it did, but no clue if it does. Nope. Alright. Oh, Dove, we need your help. Is it because there's... Yeah. Gotta go fight Team Galactic with Lucas. Okay. Gonna go heal. And then we gotta go put Azumarill in the... graveyard. Or the graveyard, as I call it. Oh, it doesn't? Never mind! Then I guess we're not teaching you that. As for Shufafu, I was excited for you because Pure Power is awesome, but you didn't have Pure Power, so I was less excited for you. And you took one for the team, because you had to, I guess. We appreciate the brief service that you had. Oh, it gets Focus Punch. Amazing. You get cooler in later gens. But you'll be missed. Mostly for the type variants. Alright. Guess Cherrim's coming back! Aren't we excited that Cherrim's coming back on the team? I know I am. The odds of Cherrim being a team regular grows by the day. Alright. Stabby stab stab. Best move in the game, Focus Punch. A truly amazing move, Focus Punch. Or am I thinking of Dynamic Punch? Alright, Stabby. Mr. Stabby. I'm gonna... I think I probably want to at least bump up Mr. Stabby's stats a little bit here. Oops. On. Like maybe a couple. Maybe one. Okay. I can switch train you otherwise. Focus Punch is terrible at level. You lose focus, then get hit and lose concentration. It's a 150 base power move though. Yeah. Yeah, I know that Focus Punch is like a hard move to pull off. Alright. Time for this double battle over here. Where we get... I think we get Fly. Oh, if we get Fly, that'll be so handy. Like, oh my god, just to be able to backtrack to get all of my, shit for... Yeah, just to be able to do shit a little better. Oh, cool, 2 Zubats. Alright, well, let's not have Mr. Stabby here. That sounds like a bad idea. Actually don't know who to put out. Maybe a Vorgod? Yeah, we could put out Vorgod. Focus Punch actually seems like you could do some shenanigans in competitive with. Yeah, I'm sure if you do shenanigans, like in fucking, you could do it. If you were really good at predicting your opponent, prediction, protection, nothing better do. Yeah, basically. Dude, in my TTRPG game just rolled 4 nat 20s? What the fuck? Including for the 6th and final attack of combat. Not rolling with advantage or anything, but do have the 3x3 crit damage on fire on the weapon. Like, murdered that random encounter. Holy fuck. That's 4 nat 20s. That's like a once in a lifetime thing, Nick. Like, damn. My hat, I doff my hat off to you. For that one. Oh no. Oh, Clefairy, please. Oh, come on, Clefairy! Why must you use to be? Alright, I'm gonna keep 4 got in for now. Like 4 to 6 of their combat attacks for now 20. Shit. Is this like a which TTRPG system are you using? You said advantage, so I'm gonna assume well, there goes Clefairy, I guess. Ooh, Kadabra. Well, that's actually handy here. Why didn't you throw out Kadabra first, Lucas? Kadabra has psychic moves which are, you know, weak against all these fuckers. Oh, I didn't mean to use. Oh, okay, well, whatever. It's fine. Yeah, I know it's not gonna do a lot of damage to you. Like, you were really sleeping on it, buddy. F? The game must have known it was his birthday. Pathfinder. Ah, okay. So you use advantage in Pathfinder? I thought advantage was like a D&D 5e thing. Unless it's like house rules or whatever. Oh, shit! Oh, come on, really?